Okay, there has been some crazy music news this past couple weeks, months, whatever you want to call it, and I wanted to discuss some new releases coming up soon that I am interested in that you might be interested in as well. The first one, which I have yet to order but I really want, is Monoxide's new Chainsmoker box set. It is set to release mid to end September, and honestly, I think it is a fairly decent price with what you're going to get. It is $59.99. Now, that does not include the shipping cost, which I'm guessing would be like, $9 priority, since it is like a special box, but I don't know. And like I did say, it does come in a box. It looks like, Newport cigarettes. I think that's pretty funny. It's a fun little box to just commemorate the Chainsmoker series. And it does include a picture booklet with never-before-seen photos, as well as 2 versions of Chainsmoker 2, the standard and the deluxe versions, the remix of Chainsmoker 2, as well as technically a new album, which is Chainsmoker Monoxide's version. Now, I talked about the small, EP that they released, I'm guessing, during, the 420 Astronomicon stuff a little while back, and I am happy that it is being re-recorded, and so far, from what I have heard, it sounds great. Now, artists have done this many times over, and I've talked about it many times over. Probably the one that's most known for it is Taylor Swift with the Taylor's versions of her albums, just for, legal purposes. She, re-records them and all that fun stuff. And even, other artists have done reduxes or reimagined versions of albums, however you want to call it. Like Black Veil Brides actually did one called Restitch These Wounds, which I actually have the vinyl of. And also, Roger Waters' own version of Pink Floyd's most famous album, Dark Side of the Moon. Now, yes, it is a repackage of 3 previously available albums, and technically 1 new one, but taking a look at MNEstore.com, only the standard version of Chainsmoker 2 is available. The deluxe, I remember that selling out, super fast. Literally the day after I bought it, it, sold out completely. And I have not even opened mine. I am keeping that, mint. And even the remix CD is gone from what I see. So now your only place to get, I would say, 2 of the 3 previously available albums is in this box set. The remix album does have, a couple new remixes added onto it, as a bonus, so there is that little add-on there. The only thing I am worried about is how it looks in the photos. It looks like the cases for the CDs will not be standard jewel case CDs. Where is one that I can just show you easy? So a standard jewel case CD is this. It's the plastic CD case that doesn't break. This one I have to replace the case on, but you get the idea. It has the hinge, you have the disc tray. That's a normal jewel case CD. It looks like they will either be card sleeve CDs, which normally you see within singles, but there have been albums released that way, like Ouija Max albums, even though I am not a fan of that. It is still that. I'm hoping it is not a digipack, because you know how I feel about digipacks. They are probably the worst thing to happen to physical media packaging. So it is kind of a bit concerning seeing that for the $60. I will be majorly disappointed if they moved away from the jewel case in favor of a digipack, which is the inferior case. I am hoping it's at least a card sleeve. I can be okay with a card sleeve, but I am hoping it's a jewel case, since you are paying $60 for 4 CDs. That's about $15 average a CD. And yeah. So I am hoping for that. I do still want to get it because I am a collector, and I really did like Chainsmoker 2, and I am excited to have those in the collection. Now, the next one is a bit of a bigger known thing, and a lot of people were flipping out on TikTok, Instagram, wherever you want to find music info about. They were going crazy about it for the wrong reasons, and then it came out, and then it's awesome. So you know the band Fleetwood Mac. Everyone does. I'm not a super big fan of them. They're alright. I like a couple songs, that's it. But 2 of the members, Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham, are re-releasing for the first time in literal decades their only album as a duo, before joining Fleetwood Mac, Buckingham Nicks. This album has not had an official reissue since 1982 anywhere, and it has not had a reissue in the States since 1981. So, just about 43 to 44 years it has not been reissued. Obviously bootlegs, but if you're looking for an official copy, you're gonna have to search back a good bit. And these prices seem to go crazy, like with people paying at least like $50 to $100 for copies at times. Depends on which one you get, condition, all that. Now this is a new remaster from the analog tapes, and there is a good bit of variations for such an amazing release like this. Now I have made a video about different variations upon release, all that stuff. There's obviously, it would probably be ideal to just grab one of these, but it's like, I feel like there's very few artists and albums that can get away with more than like 3 different variation releases. Obviously you have like a store exclusive, indie record stores, and then maybe one other. But there's a couple here, and I am interested in one of them, because they do look interesting, I will say that. Now, there is a Rhino Fidelity version available on the website. There was like a one that had like an extra single with it. I'm guessing it was like single versions on the 7-inch and all that. But that one sold out damn near instantly. There is one available now. It is a gatefold single LP with an additional insert for $40, 180 gram vinyl. There is a normal baby blue pressing on the same Rhino site, which is like the merch site, whatever you want to call it for this. That one is $25, which I think is a pretty fair deal. And that seems to be the either standard variant or just the store variant, because the Rhino Fidelity seems to be the only one in standard black vinyl. There is a BAM Bookstore variant, which I am pissed about because I love the color of it, but there is no BAM Bookstore around me anymore. They closed down to one near me that's been there for decades. That one from BAM Bookstore is a magenta violet looking vinyl. It is $28, so it is a tiny bit more than the store variant, but, you know, just obviously different exclusives are a bit of different prices. That's just how it goes. There is an indie record store variant on baby pink vinyl, and from what I'm guessing it will be around the same $25 to $28 range, depending on the store, because like when I went to look at it, it gave me like the Record Store Day site and all that stuff and where it would be available at. And obviously different stores, different prices, different states, different taxes on them and all that. So yeah. And then there is an Amazon exclusive yellow vinyl for $25. There is also a CD available on the website for $15, but for any collector, just know it looks to be a card gatefold sleeve or a digipack sleeve and not a jewel case, which kind of bummed about. Would have rather them want a bit of an extra mile with a jewel case, but I think in any case for this, with such an amazing release, an amazing album, it's like, just any copy is good. Am I probably going to go for the vinyl first compared to the CD? Yes. But I might grab the CD in the future, depending on how I like the album. I have listened to bits and pieces of it. I do not think I've ever sat down fully, but I don't know. I'll have to see. But from what I've heard, from what they've released so far, it sounds wonderful. And the final one for today is also another music release, but it is more on an archival end in music history. Seamus Records is releasing never-before-heard collection of music from Woody Guthrie called Woody at Home Volume 1 and 2. This album is made of home recordings from 1951 to 52 in his apartment in Brooklyn. Now, I think probably the most groundbreaking and shocking thing about this collection of music overall, like, when I heard about it, I honestly, could not believe it at first. I had to double check. And it blew my mind. It has his only known recording of his song Deportee, which he wrote in 1948 as a response to the plane crash in Los Gatos Canyon. This song has been sung by dozens and dozens before. Honestly, it's crazy. Dolly Parton, Christy Moore, Probably one of my favorite variations is the one Patty Riley did, the Byrds, the Highwaymen, Joan Baez, Joni Mitchell, and even his son Arlo Guthrie, among many other great musicians. But to hear the man who wrote it sing it 73 years after it was recorded and most likely just put on a shelf and forgotten is an otherworldly experience. It's so weird in a good way hearing the song how he wrote it like to be. It's very odd to hear it, but it was amazing. And it's just stripped back to just a guy and his guitar in a room. That's it. So if you want to buy this, the CD is $18 and the record is $40. So both of these are on the higher end for the CD and vinyl releases, but this, along with the Buckingham Nicks release, I would think is worth every penny, and this specifically is just an amazing piece of music history that was basically forgotten. So, hope you enjoyed me discussing these releases. Was there anything that I missed that is coming out in the next couple months that you want me to know about? Because obviously I love hearing about new music releases. What was your favorite piece of music that I talked about here? And I will see you in the next one. Take care.